Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between, well, it's not actually AFK Wenhao and some unknown Night Elf player. No, it is a game between IM's ZhouXixi and DHC's Shun. ZhouXixi is spawning as the red Night Elf over here on the top left-hand side, or what I'll call the 11 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Shun is spawning as the blue Undead. Now, that is going to be the last times I try to refer to them in their proper names, because it is going to get confusing for me. So, mental note who they were as the game does get going. This is a Night Elf versus Undead matchup here on Turtle Rock, and it is not going to be full cross spawns, but these particular layouts do lead or open up for a much longer macro, or not a macro style game, but a much more high level creep game. In macro games, you'd have multiple bases all across the map. That's definitely not going to be the case here, as all the expansions are so close together that they are very, very easy to spot and rather difficult to defend. Coming across, we are going to be seeing the Ancient of War doing a bit of creeping, and this is a little bit of a gamble for the Night Elf player. The Undead could easily bring over a Death Knight and try to do a lot of harassment with that Death Knight, perhaps aggroing that Ancient of War earlier. All of these giant sea turtles dealing a bit of damage, as that Ancient of War will only be able to train up one archer throughout this matchup. We are going to be seeing the Demon Hunter now popping out here in just a moment. There is that Ancient of War getting that damage already. There is that creep pattern already coming in, as the archer is going to be able to shoot down that giant sea turtle, waiting at the very last moment for the Demon Hunter to finish it off. Ancient of War attempting to eat trees to stay healthy, and he will be able to do exactly that. Wow, the Ancient of War almost got the hit there. Almost would have been a very, very bad mistake. As we are taking a look, there is that one sea turtle hatching. It will get taken down, and now an archer actually bringing over some additional creeps. Interesting style here, as the ogre warriors are going to try to come around the corner. There is the attack now. The Demon Hunter is fighting this all back, as the Wisp is actually trying to get in a bit of pathing blocking on this particular creep camp. That's actually going to work out fairly well, as the Ogre Warrior is low. Is it going to pick up the item? Yes, it is a Slippers of Agility. Nice additional item for that Demon Hunter, as the Demon Hunter even lands off a mana burn on that Death Knight. However, the archer does get taken down. A new archer is in play, as the Demon Hunter is going after this Death Knight. It is going to be a little bit harder for this Demon Hunter to be a good strong tank now, because of the amount of mana burns he is using. Every mana burn he uses means that it is going to be a little bit less hit points that he can regenerate off of those Moonwells. Meanwhile, the Death Knight and the Demon Hunter are still battling it out here. The Demon Hunter about the same speed. I thought it was a little bit faster, perhaps need boots of speed, as the mana burn does come down again. Death Knight now no longer getting any extra mana or any extra kills off of those death coils, as the Death Knight still trying to wander around here. We may see a new Rada Necromancy pop up, and there we go. Double skeletons now come in off of that Rada Necromancy, as the Demon Hunter is in play, and now it's a Claws of Attack +6. Having some very, very nice items. Those Slippers of Agility was dropped by the giant sea turtle earlier, not the other ogre. My apologies there. I was wondering what happened to the other item, but it looks as though he forgot which item comes from where. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this. The archer is now trying to back away. Oh, are they going to be able to get out some easy shots there? This one archer, very low on hit points, down to 45. Is it going to be able to get away? Down to 15, and it looks like, yes, we'll be able to regenerate back up fairly quickly. All right, this is going to be a very, very bad day for that archer. The archer does shadow meld once more. Meanwhile, the Death Knight in the back here, he must have a giant death wish, as the Wisp are now going to be coming over to do a bit of pathing blocking. There you go. The Demon Hunter forcing the Squirrel Town portal back, as we now see the Ancient of War coming over to try and finish off some of these skeletal minions. Moonwell is going to recharge some of these archers. The archers now need extra Moonwells down, as the Demon Hunter now halfway across the map. You can see that the ghouls are creeping away from that Death Knight to try and get this Death Knight level 2. You can see that it is at level 2, as the Demon Hunter now going to be coming in. Oh, the Demon Hunter picks up the item. It is a Cloak of Shadows, as the Demon Hunter will in fact be able to hide alongside that alongside all of his archers. Let's take a look. All of these ghouls are taking a bit of damage. They are trying to back off here. It looks as though, oh, this ghoul down to 63 hit points. Now on Blight will regenerate hit points fairly quickly, as the Demon Hunter now in a bit of trouble. However, we are at Halls of the Dead. There you go. The Demon Hunter does get the kill there, but he is now being slowed, and that is problematic as the Death Knight... Oh, the Death Knight may be able to get in a surround here. No, are we going to see a mana burn? No, we are not. As the Demon Hunter slowly trekking on out. Are we going to get a mana burn off? No, we still are not. As we are looking at the archers trying to finish off that last forest troll. All right, skeletal minions. Nothing has taken down this Ogre Magi here at the Goblin Merchant Shop. Very important, as we are now going into dual Ancients of Lore. That does mean that bears are within the foreseeable future, but also dryads as well. Dryads and bears extremely effective, but we are going to see a counterattack with a Death Knight, and it is going to be the Naga Sea Witch instead of the Lich as the second hero. The Lich does offer a lot of additional protection, but the Naga Sea Witch offers a lot of damage and harassment with those cold arrows. You can see that the Naga Sea Witch now trying to chase after all those units. You can see that poor Demon Hunter now trying to run away. Panda is there. The Panda, surprisingly, will a surprising choice by the Demon Hunter, as the Demon Hunter should be able to perhaps use Breath of Fire and take down even more units there. The Demon Hunter chasing after that Death Knight. The Death Knight trying to get away. The Death Knight very low on hit points, and it looks like he will be able to get back onto Blight fairly quickly, as the Demon Hunter and the Death Knight are having a bit of a foot race. Here we go, back on Blight, and there is that Death Knight up so quickly. Meanwhile, the Naga Sea Witch now trying to perhaps come back. We can see that there is perhaps another Breath of Fire in line in wait there, as there is another cold arrow shot. However, it's not going to be enough to finish it, as we now see the Ogre Warrior may take a bit of damage and perhaps start the Naga Sea Witch on its way to level 2. Death Knight is still nearby. No scrolls of healing, though. This is going to be a very dangerous situation, as the Ogre Magi needs to get taken down. There is an Ancient of War now, and that is actually aggroing some of the Troll Trappers, as there is that Watcher Ward. An all-important Watcher Ward there, keeping track of one of the main routes or routes between these two bases. And this will be a key point in tracking where your opponent is at pretty much all times. Now, at this point, I am expecting to see Obsidian statues followed by Destroyers, and momentarily that is going to be the rather standard play. I am surprised, though, that we don't see nearly as many Crypt Fiends on the map, especially with the breath of fire possible. Those ghouls are not going to be staying around very long. Dryads, however, are rather weak to these Crypt Fiends, so I would not be surprised if Crypt Fiends are there to just start massing up and take down those Dryads. You can see how much damage those Dryads are taking in just an instant, as both sides are still fighting out. There is the Obsidian statue now healing and perhaps providing a bit of mana as well. There is another mana burn. Dryad will get taken down. There it goes, as both sides are still duking it out. All right, that Archer taking a bit of cold damage. There is still more healing going on. That Naga Sea Witch perhaps needs to be able to catch up just a bit faster, as the ghouls are still with Ghoul Frenzy. There's that final attack. Level 2 now on that Naga Sea Witch, as more damage coming in. This is a lot more pressure with this Naga Sea Witch, as the units who are trying to run away cannot get away from the cold arrows or the frost arrows of that Naga Sea Witch. So far, both sides are still fighting here. Death Knight now coming in, as the Panda now pulling a bit of his punches to try and catch up to this ghoul. And looks as though, yes, the Druid of the Claw. Oh, there is the Breath of Fire taking it down again. Death Knight pretty much low on mana again. Panda and Demon Hunter level 2, level 1. On the Demon Hunter, of course, as the Death Knight now backs off again. So far, we are still seeing a really long micro battle, and I gotta give the advantage to the Undead. The Undead so far has superior unit counts. There is a bear, so we do have very strong tech coming in from the Night Elf. But the Night Elf really should not be in this engagement at all. He is actually suffering a lot of losses. He is not using Staff of Preservation very well. He's using Rejuvenations, and it looks as though, yes, a couple of ghouls have been taken down, but all that we're really looking and waiting for now is what the Undead is going to do. The Undead is just this slow Mack truck that is rolling over the Night Elf player right now. And unless... Oh, the Demon Hunter does get taken down. So, wow, that was a little bit of a misstep there. as the Demon Hunter gets the kill off. The Lich is there, and we may see a final attack, and oh, a beautiful Scroll of Town Portal just in time to save it. You saw the arrow go in as now all the units are backing off. So a Scroll of Town Portal was burned for the cost of a level 2 Death Knight, I believe. And not really sure who really wins out there. All right, coming back around, Naga Sea Witch picks up Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. You see double Obsidian statues, 1 for mana, 1 for hit points, as the Lich did get Frost Nova first and also has that all-important Orb of Corruption. Meanwhile, a very, very aggressive creep now coming in, and this is going to be rather dangerous as the Destroyer catches all of this. All right, the Destroyer and the Naga Sea Witch may go in for a bit of an engagement. We can see some cold arrows there. The Destroyer could have easily devoured magic and eaten that rejuvenation. It's going to be a problem as the bears cannot cast rejuvenation and roar freely, as the Destroyer will be able to just devour that magic and then come back in with an even stronger attack. For those of you guys who do not know how Destroyers work, Destroyers are an anti-magic unit that has actually negative mana regeneration. When it does, that's how anti-magic they are. They just cannot store any mana whatsoever. But they do, in fact, when they devour magic or dispel magic is essentially what it is, they gain mana. And by gaining mana, they get an auto attack bonus that deals additional damage and also adds a bit of splash. Here we go. There's that shockwave now coming in. Oh, Rune of Healing as the Demon Hunter comes in. That is still not a good engagement at all, as the Death Knight is now at level 3, picking up, I don't know what item was dropped, as I'm looking for it still. Is it Claws of Attack plus 12? Yes, it is. That Lich is even more deadly with a plus 12 attack. Perhaps that should be given to the Naga Sea Witch, as the Naga Sea Witch does have, I believe, faster attack speed. Anyways, let's come back around. Both sides are still looking to engage here, as we can see a lot of damage being dealt. Dryads are falling. Demon Hunter really no reason to be in this fight at all, as the bears are going to tear through all of these Crypt Fiends. However, very, very good positioning. Finally, Staff of Preservation coming in order to save a couple, or save a bear, and this is actually a good engagement if he can take down a couple of key abominations and other units. All right, the abomination looks like it will get taken down. There it goes. Level 2 now, or level 3 now finally on the Panda, giving level 2 Breath of Fire. And the Death Knight, is it going to be able to perhaps finish off this Druid of the Claw? There is that Death Coil. There it goes. So both sides losing a lot of units, but I still got to give the advantage to the Undead. The Undead player will have higher level heroes and more of them, as we finally see a Staff of Preservation. Now, if you have your choices of 2 level 5 heroes versus 3 level 4s, I do believe the level 5 heroes do come out slightly ahead. But then would you have a 3 level 5s hero or versus a level 6 and a level 5? I'm not 100% sure, even though the Demon Hunter's Metamorphosis is extremely powerful. With the Death Knight, the nuking ability off of the Lich and the Naga Sea Witch, those 2 units together can really make running away from an engagement very, very dangerous. All right, Destroyer now coming in. Dryads, there's level 3 now on the Naga Sea Witch. Item was picked up. It is a Potion of Greater Healing. Both sides are looking to fight, but that is a very, very good gank there from the side. However, the one Crypt Fiend looks like it will be able to survive, as the Abomination now looking to perhaps come in. There we go. There's a whole mess of unloading of spells onto that Demon Hunter, almost taken down in an instant, as the Destroyers are now going after bears. All right, bear after bear is getting taken down. We could see a Scroll of Healing as well, and this is the engagement that I was afraid of. You can see that the Death Knight is just absolutely destroying everything here. The Lich now needs, or something needs to be able to take down this bear. The bear does move rather slowly, especially considering that Death Knight with Unholy Aura is catching up so quick. Oh, a beautiful Staff of Preservation, saving the bear once more. He's going to go back into Druid form, cast Rejuvenation, and then wait for those hit points to fully recharge before going back into bear mode. All throughout this game, the Undead player has been doing all of the small things right, choosing better engagements. Meanwhile, the Night Elf player has gotten a bit lucky in those engagements, as the Undead has overstayed his welcome in one of them, giving a free hero kill at level 2. But as we are seeing this, level 3 on the Death Knight, almost level 4, almost level 3 on the Lich, and now we finally see the Demon Hunter and Panda sitting at level 3 each. So it is now a 3-3 versus a 3-2, and if the Death Knight... Oh, Tome of Experience, huge item now for the Undead, as that will perhaps give level 2 Unholy Aura. So far, Undead versus Night Elf, this is exactly how things are going to be going. The Crypt Fiends, the Destroyers all coming together. The Dryads, however, need to be in the back, and this is one of the weaknesses of the Dryad Bear combination. Dryads are generally faster, and because of that, they end up in the front line. Bears are slower, so they usually end up in the back line, making it a rather bad engagement. All right, there's the Potion of Healing now trying to come back in. Both sides are fighting. All right, there's the engagement. A lot of focus onto that Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter now tries to come back into the fight. Another bear does go down. The Demon Hunter does have a full Potion of Invulnerability, now trying to come in and finish off many of the units here. Bears all getting destroyed pretty much, though, as the Demon Hunter still sticking around in this fight. All right, let's take a look. A lot of the Destroyers are going to get destroyed here. It looks as though the Demon Hunter is still surviving there. Finally, Staff of Preservation as the Nagasi, which does leave the beautiful 15-second Potion of Invulnerability from the Gargantuan Sea Turtle was just enough, as we now see the Nagasi, which has been resurrected back at the tavern. All right, Demon Hunter, with the help of a whole bunch of Moon Juice, now back up to full. Panda still needs a little bit of mana, sitting at 77 over 270. Wants to be able to use those breath of fire as much as possible. Meanwhile, Obsidian Statues still lining the way here, as it looks as though the Undead wants to creep out this last red creep camp. If it can creep out that creep camp, that would be a humongous turn of events, but the Demon Hunter is going to be going after a red creep camp of his own. All right, Dryads finishing off some of these Ogre Warriors here. We can see perhaps a couple of more rejuvenations. Bear now back in bear form. Troll Warlord will get taken down very easily there. Staff of Preservation saving another unit, as we do see a Tome of Experience and Devotion Aura. All right, level 4 on the Panda and level 4 on the Demon Hunter. Meanwhile, back down over here, you can see the Death Knight has picked up a Medallion of Courage, the perfect item for him. Strength +4, Intelligence +4. And that is a very nice combination. More damage, more mana for Death Coils, and more mana regeneration for, well, Death Coils. Coming back around, the Panda wasting no time trying to creep out another high-level orange creep camp. It looks as though that Panda will be sitting at level 4. If that Panda can get to level 5, things may turn around just a bit, as we do see there is a Wisp hiding off over here. All right, this is going to be bad if the Undead Army... No, the Undead Army will not creepjack his opponent, as he is going to be spending some time to clear up a green creep camp. A little bit of a lucky break for the Undead, or the Dryad there, as, oh, it looks as though the Destroyer may get taken down. No, survives, even though it does have a little bit of poison. All right, where is that Demon Hunter? The Demon Hunter is there. It does have that all-important Orb of Venom in order to slowly tick away at the other unit's health. We can see that there are a whole bunch of druids in druid form. We should probably be seeing them in bear form in just a moment. There you go. Now going into bear form. Are there enough Dryads? There is some quick Frost Nova there to take down one unlucky bear. There is some rejuvenation. There is a level 4 on the Demon Hunter, as we are both sides still fighting Staff of Preservation, trying to save. That bear is in the backfield now. Demon Hunter is in the mist. Both sides still fighting out. This one particular low hit point Druid of the Claw backs off, doesn't make it. Another Druid of the Claw does fall, as we now see Burrow being used very effectively. Demon Hunter now needs to back himself off, as we are going to see another bear get taken down. Simply too many Destroyers, as the Death Knight now gets to level 5. All right, there's the Devour Magic, and this game is pretty much over, as the Demon Hunter does bite the dust here. And this will be a GG. Really, Night Elf never had the momentum going for him, and the Undead was just able to carry it all the way through. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game 2.